Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. I know I often say that I'm excited, but this time I am extra excited for two reasons. One, because it is a collab with two of my closest YouTube friends. I need to stop saying YouTube friends because they are just truly my great friends. They are Stephanie Marie and Lisa J Makeup. I talk to them nonstop, all day, every day. We text, or now we have found this new app called Marco Polo, which is video texting, and we are literally obsessed with it. We're constantly chatting about YouTube stuff, family stuff, and we decided because, well, getting into the second reason why I'm so excited. We are all just so thrilled and happy for our friend Emily Noel and her collaboration with Makeup Revolution. Lisa J has been friends with Emily for a while now, and they've collabed on a couple of videos. And I started to become more friendly with Emily. I've watched her for a while, as I'm sure all of you have, but I, would touch base with her here and there. And she actually did something super, super sweet that I will just never forget. About 4 months ago, when Lisa, Stephanie, and I were doing our Quick Tip Tuesday videos, they're on our Instagram stories. We would have influencers come every Tuesday and give a 60-second makeup tip on our stories. And Lisa had Emily, and then I went on my stories and said, oh, God, it would be so amazing to have Emily someday appear on my story, but I was a little scared to even ask her, and she direct messaged me, Emily did, and she said, Risa, I would love to participate in Quick Tip Tuesday again for you. So that's just, I thought it was so amazing. I honestly almost cried, and that's just the kind of person that she is. She is just so hardworking, classy, encouraging, everything we YouTubers should aspire to be, and brands should have been clamoring to put out a collaboration with her a lot sooner than this. She is just the most deserving. And I'm not saying that to be a kiss ass. I'm sure some people will think that's what I'm doing, but honestly, I have such an appreciation for her. And if you know me, you know my heart, you know I have true relations, true friendships with other YouTubers, and I'm just so happy to support someone like Emily Noel. Because Lisa, Stephanie, and I wanted to get these videos up as soon as possible, I was only able to film with the Wants palette. I did order them both on launch day, but for some reason, according to the tracking I received from Makeup Revolution, my palette isn't going to be arriving until September 4th, which seems like an unusually long time for an order to be received by someone within the same country. So I had to go hunt this down at a local Ulta, but unfortunately, they did not have the Needs palette. They called several stores and they all had the Wants, but nobody had the Needs. So I filmed this look today. I did a full tutorial using the Wants palette, which you will see, you'll get a closer look in the tutorial. I think Stephanie and Lisa, they use maybe a combination of the two palettes, which is probably what I would have done as well. I'm not really sure what type of looks they've done. They have no idea what type of look I've done. We just thought it would be great to link each other's videos so you guys could get a bunch of different ideas, ways to use these palettes. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved this look using the Emily Noel Makeup Revolution, well, it's called the Emily Edit, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I already have my foundation on, my concealer on, my brows on. So let's open the palette. This is going to be my first time seeing this, my initial reaction. Bubble wrap, that is nice. Okay, it is a good sized palette, but it's not so huge like those Morphe palettes. I've mentioned in videos before that I don't really love large palettes. I just find them to be more difficult just for me personally to use. I like something a little bit smaller. So I'll admit I was a little concerned when Emily talked about that it was a big palette. But honestly, I might run up and get a Morphe palette just so you can see the size difference, because this definitely feels smaller and more workable than the Morphe palettes. And I know, oh, look at that mirror. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Okay, so at first glance, so pretty. This is just a stunning, stunning palette. So since I have not planned out what I'm going to do yet, I'm gonna study this for a second. I don't know. Let's just get started and see what happens. I am gonna start by applying the shade The Cream, which is a matte cream shade, and I'm gonna put that right under my brow bone. Let's see how pigmented this is. Oh, that is actually nicely pigmented. Sometimes you pick up these matte ivories, and they're so sheer that you have to go in several times to get the amount of pigment that you want, but this was just like 2 quick little pats, and where I want it, it's where I want it to be. And all the brushes will be listed in the description box. I'm going to be using a M441. This first brush was an old MAC brush. I'm not sure if the number has worn off of it, but this is a Morphe 441. And I'm going to go into, well, I feel like I have to go into Midwest because that's where I was born and raised in Michigan. So let's do Midwest. So I'm going to go with this eye first because it's closer to you guys and you can see it better. I'm going to try to zoom in when I edit, but oh, that has nice pigment too. It's blending nicely. It's a great transition color. All right, what am I gonna do next? I'm gonna go in with the shade Pi Phi. I am gonna use Smith brush number 230 and go into Pi Phi. Just start at the outer corner of my eye and kind of press it right on that outer thirds and then blend it in towards my crease. Ooh, look at that. So far, so good, Emily. Well done. This is some good pigment. How many times have I said the word pigment? It seems like I've said it 10 times already. But it's true. I mean, that's what we look for, right? When we're buying a new eyeshadow palette, we're looking for good pigment and blendability. You don't want to have to struggle to blend the eyeshadows. You don't want to have to go in several times to build up the color. You want the color you see in the pan to be what translates on your eyes. I mean, at least that's how I feel. Now that that color is laid down on my outer corners, I'm going to go back in with the original brush that I used for the crease, which is that Morphe 441, and I'm going to blend out the edges. Okay, now I want to put something on my lid. So I'm going to use this inexpensive concealer brush. I think it was like $1 at Harmon discount drugstore. I'm going to spray it with a little setting spray or water. You can use whatever you would like to dampen it. I mean, I suppose I should try to use these shimmer shades with my finger first or dry, but it's just such a habit of mine to go into shimmers with water first. I don't know why that is, but I usually do that. So I'm going to go in with the shade Pizzazz. All right, so it looks nice, wet. It's not quite as pigmented as the other ones I've tried so far, but those have all been matte. So let me use my finger and see if that makes it work a little bit better. Oh yeah, so maybe wet was not the way to go. You know, sometimes it happens. It's trial and error. Because I don't really love how similar these two colors are on my lid, I'm going to go in with the shade Eve Rose, using my finger again and popping that on the center of the mobile lid. All right, now I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is just an old one from Smashbox. And I'm going to go into the shade Dues Paid. So Dues Paid is going in that inner third of my eye. I have quite hooded lids, so I like to get this kind of fleshy, more hooded part. I like to get that a little bit darker so it makes my lids look less hooded. Okay, now we're going to go back in and blend it out. Once again, using that original crease brush that we used to apply Midwest. Just want everything together so there are no harsh lines. I want to play with this shade Dark and Early. It looks like it's a black. It's like a grayish black, which is good for somebody who doesn't want, if you are uncomfortable using a true dark black, if it just makes you like feel like you're gonna make a disaster of the entire look. I totally understand that. So I am gonna just be using a little bit right at the outer corners of my eyes. So I'm gonna take a tiny brush, my favorite. If you are familiar with my tutorials, you've seen me use this one a lot. It's a Samey 2.5. I'm gonna go into Dark and Early. If you have small hooded eyes, you need this brush. And I am just applying it to that very, very outer corner of my eye. I really haven't noticed much fallout at all. Usually with these dark colors, you get some fallout, but I'm not noticing anything. Usually I'll get something like down here on my cheekbone, but not so far. So now this step definitely takes it to more of a nighttime look versus a daytime look, but I would still wear this during the day. So I'm gonna add some liquid liner. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Mad Max Brown. You can use black if you prefer. I'm just going right along my upper lash lines. I am going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, mascara is now on the top lashes only. And I'm gonna take a Sigma pencil brush. This is the E30. And I'm gonna go into that shade Dues Paid, which is the one that I ended up putting in the inner, or this part of my eye, the inner half or third. And I'm gonna run that under the lower lash line. And then using a tiny angled brush, this is a Sigma Winged Liner E06. I'm gonna go into Pi Phi, which is the one that I put on the outer corners of my eyes. And I'm just going to apply that right underneath the base of the lashes, really, really close, just in the outer third, just for some extra definition. All right, so the eyes are done, except I am going to put on some lashes. You know, I don't have very good lashes. If I had really long, thick, beautiful lashes, I wouldn't need to apply mascara, lashes, but I feel like I don't know, I feel more confident and like the look fully comes together with a good pair of lashes. These are Wispy for Days from Violet Voss. I'm going to trim these, apply these, and come right back. Okay, lashes are on. Now I'm going to apply some mascara to my lower lashes. I like to use this MAC Extended Play Gigablack lash. It just has a nice thin brush that gets to all those bottom lashes. Moving on to the face, because I don't have the Needs palette just yet, I am using this Sugar and Spice Ultra Blush palette. And I am going to use these two more muted colors right down here. So I am just brushing that along the apples of my cheeks towards my hairline. And then for my highlight, I'm going to use this light pink that's right here. And now I'm going to finish off with my lips. Because I'm using mostly affordable makeup here, I wanted to keep the entire look affordable. So I'm going to use my NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. And then I'm going to fill my lips in with this Revlon matte lip color in Seduction. All right, you guys, this is it. This is the completed look using the Makeup Revolution Emily Edit Wants palette. I told you I would compare it to a Morphe palette, the size of the Morphe palette, and so I was wrong. They are about the same size. The Emily Edit is a little bit smaller. It's like maybe a centimeter smaller. I guess I'm just gonna have to get used to using a little bit bigger palette, because I think with this one, it's definitely worth it. The colors, I think, are the ones that I've used at least. Everything blended really nicely. Everything was nicely pigmented. Congrats to Emily Noel. This palette is so well done. I'm so proud of her. As I said in the beginning, it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. This should have been done a long time ago. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you are coming from Stephanie's channel or Lisa's channel, I hope that you will check out some of my other content and that you will subscribe and become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. I'd love to have you here. And you can also find me on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and Twitter, all of those places. Everything is under the same name. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts on the palette. Did you pick it up? Are you going to pick it up? Let me know if you came from Lisa or Stephanie's channel. I want to say hi. So that'll do it for this one. Thank you again so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.